Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Bitcoin report for Friday, October the 7th. So obviously we've seen Bitcoin move higher, but it's really doing it with overlapping wave structures, so we can consider it being corrective, but there is a count where it could be counted as an impulse wave. So to still have this as wave 1 up here and back for wave 2 on this low here, it's possible, but not probable. The other point here is that I want to talk about a couple of different counts here. As it stands at the moment, the logical sort of count would be down for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, down for 1 here, and ABC back for 2 here, and then moving down lower at that point. And that would also suit the tech sector, because this market moves with the tech stocks to a point. They're not exactly perfect. However, the low here for the tech sector is the same. The high here for the tech sector is the same. Moving down here is a little bit different here. It's trying to move across the 20,000. But if we have a look at the tech sector, for example, here, I want to have just a little chat about this. We're tracking two different counts here, and I want to reflect those two different counts into Bitcoin. One of them is we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and coming down for wave 5 here, and then we would have an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave back here for 2, and then we would go down for 3 at that point, from a B wave down to a C wave with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So with Bitcoin, we're doing the same thing really. From this high here, we're counting down 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here for that, and then going back for 1 and 2. So this 1 and 2 back here would be this 1 and 2 going back here. So this is one way that we could count these two being in sync here. But one of the problems with this particular count is that some of the markets around the world have seen this wave 4 here come back up and overlap this wave 1 here. It's happened on some of the banks and some of the other markets as well. And in a lot of the indices, not so much the US indices, but the European and the Asian indices. So it does cast a bit of a shadow about this wave 4 here. So the other way around doing all this here is really squashing all this up here to have wave 1 in here already, and then going back for wave 2 here. Now, in going back for wave 2, we would end up with a situation like this here, where we would need to look at this as wave 1 to the upside, well, excuse me, as wave A to the upside, and then coming back for wave B here, and then going up for wave C at this point. So if this was going to be the case here, then Bitcoin would have the ability to rise up a little bit further here in all of that. So that's what I really wanted to talk about. So we've got this count here of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and even this little space in here. I think there's one more little high to go into this before it makes that journey south on that on this particular pathway anyway. So just to go over to, I think I've got it on 50k ticks here. Okay, this was another count too, but that I was toying with. Probably not the case, but it's possible as well. Well, we still have wave 4 up here with wave 1 here, 2 here, 1 here, an A, and then an A, B, C here for the B wave, and then 5 waves up here for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to come up to here as wave 2, and then come down for wave 3. But that's not what I really wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about this situation here where we get the A wave here, because from the low here we can count 5 waves up. There's a chance that it can come back 50-60% and then go up again. So in a nutshell, really looking at this move down here as a 50-60% retracement. It could be 40 and all the rest of it, but somewhere, some decent obvious move back to the upside that we could be on at the moment. Now, I don't know if that is the case. I'm just going into the guessing game, having a look at what possibilities that we've got with all of these markets. But if I did that, then that would leave this wave down here as wave A here, and then we would be looking for a B wave, so from the top here to the bottom here, looking back up 50-60%, and then we would be looking for this as the A wave here, a B wave here, and then a C wave over here for this, and then come down at that point for that. So a bit more of a move to the upside around the 22,000 before seeing it move over to the downside. So I know this is all really complicated, and this pattern here is a little bit complicated, you know, but we are viewing this really here as a corrective pattern. So in due course, we should see this this low taken out. It's just how is this going to play out to do such a thing? So they were the patterns that I was just sort of considering for today. So I don't have any answers, I don't have any trade. I'm just shooting the breeze over what possibilities that we could be looking at and lining them up. You know, when I'm lining them up with the tech sector, that's also lining them up with most of the other markets in the on the New York exchange, you know, including banks and others. So yeah, there we have it. You know, the other thing with all this too is that you know, I would, looking at this as a wave 4 here, it's possible to put wave 4 over here as well and have a whole move up to here. I know that's sort of realistic, but the trouble with that, it doesn't line up with what I wanted to do, what we're doing over here with this, you know. The only market around, not the only one, but one that's a little bit obvious is, I know it's a bit left field here, but is the healthcare here, because this is clearly down in 3 waves here, so we could put this as a B wave over here and a C wave over here for this, and have this over here. So basically having a much larger correction here, so the A wave here, an A wave up here, and a B wave down here, and a C wave over here. So the tech stocks could do that as well. But the takeaway with all of this is that the move up from the low here, this is the important bit here really, this move up from the low here is a corrective pattern. So it may, and this is not in 5 waves, so we can't go an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave down here. So what I'm saying here is that at some point in the future, even if this goes up to here or just has 3 swings to the upside, this market will eventually make new lows below here for this. So I know that what's the health's got to do with the other markets. It's just that, well, if the healthcare's got to come down lower through here, that means that, and this is a strong, steady market. Do you know what I mean? It, from the top here, it hasn't come down very much at all. You know, Bitcoin's gone from 70,000 to 20,000, basically, roughly, where this market hasn't done that. You know, this is a steady market, but at the same time, we can still see it needs to make new lows here. So if this is a strong market and it needs to make new lows, what's that got to say about weaker markets? Like the tech sector is weaker than the S&P 500. You know, the health center hasn't taken this low out yet. So anyway, we'll see how it all plays out. So I can say that where the market can experience some sort of rally, but at the same time, we know that we need to come further down with the tech stocks and the market in general, and this will be the same with Bitcoin as well. So I don't know what the right rally here is for this, but at some point in the future we'll be going down. So that's kind of important for hodlers, really, you know, for myself, really, because you know, if we are going to come down much sort of deeper, I mean, I would like to get some more Bitcoin as well. I'd like to get some Monero and a few of the other coins as well on this big dip that we go down on, you know. So it stops me buying around these areas. You know, I can go use my money somewhere else. So that's basically what I've been doing. So yeah, that's where that is at the moment. So we'll see. It does look like here, though, that we've got some sort of wave 1 to here, an A wave, a B wave up here, and a C wave here for wave 2, and a third wave up here, and a little 4th and a 5th. So we're going to go up higher here. The question is that do we look at all of this as the A wave here, a B wave here, and then a C wave up to this point and then down, or just to here and then down from that point? So it'll do the same as the tech stocks. So I don't know which of the tech stocks. You can watch the US stocks video on tech stocks or the S&P 500, and you'll see that I've got the same dilemma here, that do we go straight down from here, or do we have an A and a B and a C wave up through here? But yeah, so I think the sort of takeaway from here is that we can expect this to move up a little bit further. Obviously, it's sitting, you know, at the 20,000 here or there. Yeah, you know, it's going to stick to it like glue, really. It's all about the 20,000 in a way. Okay. And just a quick look at Ethereum as well. It's the same sort of thing. We were looking at wave 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, and 4 here, and then down for wave 5 here. So we were looking, last time we spoke, we were looking for a little bit further upside there, and I haven't pulled that apart. There's probably a little bit more in all of that as well to the upside. We can just do the basic Elliott Wave 38.2% retracement for that and have a look at where that is. Well, it's even up further here, so I think you can expect Ethereum to move up to that space before moving down. The question is that how complicated is this wave going to be? Are we going to get something like I just talked about with the tech stocks, where we come back down here and then go up here and then drop again at that point? You know, at this stage, we've got this move down from the top. I could look at it all as wave 1 to the upside here, and then an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave with the low in here, but we don't have a really beautiful sort of impulse wave off the low here, but that's okay. I'm just going to keep this as a 60% retracement, 61.8%, and possible wave 2 here, but I don't think it's a wave 2. If anything was going to go on here, then this, if there was some huge mistake made, then wave 4 would come over here for that. And if wave 4 is going to come over there, there's a few things that can occur at that stage, which means that all of this, I'm just going to clear this up here because it's just not the case. We can look at this as an A wave here, a B wave here, and a C wave up here. The only market that I can see around the world that will have any sort of consequences for a possible C wave up here, I know it's sort of way out of left field, but is the cable, is the British pound against the US dollar. You might think that's a little bit weird, but following the money in the markets is one of the things, and wherever the US dollar is, the cable will be doing the opposite. But the cable is starting to display a nice impulse wave off its low, so that means that the US dollar can be doing the mirror opposite of that. Which in turn, if the US dollar is going to go down, then it will give a bit more support to the crypto market and the stock market and all the other markets, generally speaking, and we'll see that move up. So it's not out of reach that we can have a C wave up here, coming back to these highs here and then going down again. We know wave force can get complicated, but the thing that I know is that we haven't finished making lows yet in the market, in the bigger picture of the world. You know, the yields are still going up and so on, and the federal funds rate is not at a point where it's going to turn the dollar down in a significant way. It never has done at this particular price in all of its history, so it needs to be much higher. So yeah, the takeaway really is that we will go lower, but at the same time, we could get any type of corrective pattern within here, really. So we're just sort of poking around with it and seeing what we can get. I mean, even coming back to the tech stocks here for a moment, it's possible now, if we're talking about this wave 4 up here, for example, then the tech stocks have still got this here. I mean, we can't really count a good 5-wave structure down here. We're kind of left with an A and a B and a C in terms of the reality of things. So if it's an ABC, well, then the B wave over here and the C wave back over here for the B wave over here, and all of this is the A wave up here. So an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave up here. So we could actually get 5 waves up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And like I said, the British pound is the one that's sort of leading the charge to the upside in that. I mean, there's the story about how, weak the UK is and all the rest of it, but with the Bank of England behind it, they can move it around if they wish. So yeah, so it's possible to get 5 waves up to the top there for this could be the S&P 500 or the Nasdaq. So it's possible. We're just trying to figure out what we've got here and just looking at the possibilities. So we'll see. So the rule is that we could come to here and make one more little low here and then go up for this wave 2 here, or we could have an ABC straight up for the wave 2, or we could have 5 waves up through there. So these two are the main possibilities at this stage, but this one is sort of out of left field a little bit, but it can't be ruled out. Because I'm also seeing that in Asia, where I'm from as well, in Australia, with the possibility of that occurring as well. Alrighty, I'll just leave it all at that. So I don't have any answers, but I think it's okay to shoot the breeze about these things and talk about them a little bit. But let's just see how it goes. I mean, if this moves up here for Ethereum and then drops back down here and we get a clear 5-wave structure here, well then, because we got 5 here, then we're definitely going to have a corrective move and then have another. We'll know where we are. We need to move past this 3-wave structure here in one way or the other before we can pick up the thread and say, well, this is where we're going. And yeah, anyway, that's that. Alrighty, cheers.